Chapter 4 The Gala, a stage set for destiny. Tonight wasn't just another event. This was the event. For Jade, this wasn't just a celebration. It was a statement, a moment that would be remembered forever. A night where the past, present, and future would collide under the glow of chandeliers and flashing cameras. Everything had to be perfect. And so far, it was. The venue itself was a masterpiece, tucked away in an exclusive, nearly untouchable location. Wilhemena and Rodgers Company had secured it with precision, ensuring the secrecy and exclusivity added an air of untamed curiosity and excitement for those lucky enough to be invited. Guests stepped out of luxury cars and limousines, greeted by silk-draped entryways, cascading floral arches, and golden torches illuminating a path lined with diamond-studded pillars. Everything shimmered. From the gold-dusted roses that framed the entrance to the reflective marble floors that mirrored the endless elegance, every step into this world felt like stepping into a dreamland crafted for gods and goddesses. And tonight, Jade was its reigning queen. Though she didn't know it, lucky Prince Cunningbur had been the architect of her perfect night. He had been the unseen hands behind every meticulous detail. He knew the mood had to be right. Not too extravagant, not too forced. Sophistication with an air of intimacy. He studied everything about her. Her favorite scents, the lighting she preferred in dressing rooms, the way she liked the napkins folded at five-star restaurants. The symphony orchestra played just low enough to allow for conversation, yet rich enough to create a hypnotic backdrop. The air carried notes of vanilla, jasmine, and sandalwood, blending into a scent she often described in interviews as the smell of comfort. The wine selection matched every guest's personal preference, a touch that only someone deeply immersed in event curation would think of. And, most importantly, the moment of tribute to her late mother was seamless. Jade didn't know who was responsible for making the night so effortless, but she felt safe in it. Her label and production company, Music Only Records and Golden Glow Filmworks, sponsored the event, hiring Wilhemena and Rodgers Company. Saul picked the perfect person. Lucky was doing an outstanding job. It was known in the industry as the invisible touch that paid off in spades. Jade had a grand arrival, but when she stepped onto the stage, the entire room fell silent. This wasn't just a speech. It was a eulogy. A message to the woman who raised her, the woman who sacrificed everything, the woman who should have been standing next to her tonight. Jade stands at the center of the stage, the golden glow of the chandeliers casting halos over the sea of faces before her. There are no cue cards, no teleprompters, just her, the weight of her mother's memory, and the dreams that carried her here. "This night is for you, Mom." Her voice doesn't waver, but the air itself seems to hold its breath. A room filled with power, wealth, and influence falls silent, not out of obligation, but out of reverence. Jade Starr is not just speaking, she is offering something. A piece of herself. A truth only those who listen will truly hear. "To the woman who gave everything, so I could have anything. To the woman who taught me that wealth is not measured in gold or fame, but in the love we leave behind. To the woman who whispered dreams into my heart before I even knew how to speak them aloud. Mom, tonight is yours." She pauses, inhaling deeply, anchoring herself in the warmth of memories that still live in the corners of her heart. "I stand here tonight in a gown worth more than the home we once lived in, before people knew my name, before cameras followed my every move. And yet no amount of fabric, no jewel, no flashing light can outshine the simple truth you taught me long ago. Success is not about where you start. It's about where you dare to go." A murmur ripples through the audience, a quiet recognition from those who have climbed their own mountains, who have fought their own silent battles. "To the dreamers in this room, to the ones who have ever felt small, unseen, unworthy, let me tell you something my mother once told me as she held my face between her hands, tears in her eyes, certainty in her voice. You are enough. Not when the world tells you so, not when they write your name in lights, Not when they decide you've earned it. You are enough right now. You always have been. A hush settles over the room, the weight of her words sinking deep. So if you're out there, if you're listening, if you have a dream bigger than your circumstances, bigger than the limits they try to place on you, do not let go of it. Because one day, you will stand where I am standing now, and you will look back at the struggle, at the doubt, at the nights where you thought you couldn't go on, and you will thank yourself for never giving up. Her breath steadies. The room is no longer just filled with Hollywood's elite. It is filled with possibility, with the echoes of all the dreamers who came before, and the ones who will rise after. To my guests tonight, to my family, my friends, my supporters, you are here because you have believed in me, and for that I am eternally grateful. But I ask you to believe in more than just me. Believe in the ones who are still unseen, the ones who are still grinding, the ones who only need one person to look at them and say, I see you. Because that belief, that love, that faith, it changes lives. I know because it changed mine. Her eyes sweep across the room, and for a moment she feels her mother, her warmth, her presence, her certainty. A force that has never left her, a love that will never fade. And now, Mom, I dance for you. Because you always told me that when words fail, the body speaks. And tonight, I let my soul tell our story. The music begins, and Jade dances, not for fame, not for cameras, but for the love that built her, the love that still carries her, the love that will live forever. Her voice didn't shake, but the weight of her words pressed against the air like an unseen force. She spoke of love. She spoke of legacy. She spoke of memories of laughter, of warmth, of late-night talks filled with dreams. And then she danced. It wasn't for fame. It wasn't for Hollywood. It wasn't for the cameras that eagerly captured her every move. She danced for her mother. Each step was a tribute, a prayer, a moment suspended between the past and the present. By the time she finished, the room erupted into a standing ovation. But she barely heard it. Her eyes scanned the crowd and landed on him, the man in the suit, Lucki. The man who had brought this night to life without her even knowing it. And for the first time all evening, her heart skipped a beat for a reason other than grief. She called him up to the stage. "What's your name?" she asked, handing him the mic. The spotlight followed him, capturing his presence like the leading man of a film she didn't know she was starring in. Lucki met her gaze, then brought the mic to his lips. "I'm LP. Lucky Prince." Something about the way he said it, the confidence in his tone, made the air between them change. For the first time in a long time, Jade wasn't thinking about the past. She was here, with him, and she wanted to know more. As the orchestra began to play one of Jade's Grammy-nominated love songs, she did something unexpected. She extended her hand to him. "Have this dance with me?" Lucki didn't hesitate. And the second his hand touched hers, the rest of the world faded away. No cameras, no headlines, no expectations. Just them. As they moved together across the ballroom floor, the energy between them became something tangible, something undeniable. This dance had changed everything. And then, in a voice only she could hear, Lucki spoke in poetry, enchanting the very hairs on her ears. His words felt as if it had manifested solely for this moment to be spoken. Standards. Some things are meant to be. Some things just happen. Hip-hop changed the world by some kids just rapping. They say race matters, but beauty is its own being. Black, white, red, or yellow. It's eye candy that I'm seeing. Your beauty is rare. It's stunning. It's ripe. And as crazy as it is, you were made just right. A friend or a sister, whatever you are, my eyes have cavities. Your beauty just raised the bar. Jade steps back slightly as she absorbs his words. His voice, deep and steady, wraps around her like warmth in a cold room. Jade says softly, "You really believe that?" Lucki, with his eyes warm, never leaving hers. "I wouldn't have said it if I didn't." He reassures her with a soft, masculine voice. She's heard compliments before, countless times, but none like this. Not one that wasn't based on what she looked like in a dress or on a screen or in a magazine. He wasn't talking about her body, her fame, her career. He was talking about her. Jade exhales, suddenly aware of the way his hand is still on her waist. "Most people tell me who I should be. You're telling me I'm enough as I am?" Lucki nodding, without hesitation. "You're more than enough. You're divine." Jade swallows hard, feeling the weight of that statement, the weight of what she has carried her whole life, of constantly feeling like she wasn't enough, that she had to be more, do more, prove more. And here was a man who saw her as a whole, as already complete. For the first time in a long time, she lets herself believe it. Jade felt his words more than she heard them. It was an acknowledgement of her presence, her energy, her essence. She leaned closer. "Tell me more." Lucki didn't just hear the words. He felt them. He felt her, and she was celestial. Isis. The reincarnation of Cleopatra. Isis, the goddess queen. My crown chakra is opening, ruling with authority. Still, when you make love to my soul, your hands drawing me in, sipping on my essence, I'm vulnerable, naked as a newborn child, all my secrets exposed. Come bathe in my essence. My warrior king, I knew I'd find you, and once again rule beside you. It is written. I am smitten. Jade doesn't realize she has moved closer to him. Their hands are still intertwined from the dance, her fingers brushing against his palm as he finishes the final line. "Jade, breathless," she asked. "Where did you learn to speak like that?" Lucki gave a sly smile, slightly shifting his hand so that his fingers lace fully with hers. He playfully replies, "I read a lot." Jade, narrowing her eyes, intrigued. "That wasn't reading. That was something else." Lucki tilts his head slightly, studying her. His voice lowers, intentional, weighted with something that neither of them are willing to name yet. Lucki speaks softly. "Maybe I've been waiting for the right moment to say it." Jade feels her breath catch. There's something terrifyingly real about this. Something that has nothing to do with the spotlight, the cameras, the stage. It's just them. And for the first time since losing her parents, she feels something real, something written in the stars. She didn't need any more proof. She didn't know what this was. She didn't know why she felt so drawn to him. But for the first time since losing her parents, she felt something real. Something that didn't come from a script, a camera, or a stage. It was a love written in the stars, like the universe had pulled them together. Neither of them realized it yet. But this dance, this moment, this night, was the beginning of something that would change them both forever. Jade's star had finally met her match. And Lucki had finally found something worth believing in.